today, the biggest story comes from inside the Russian Federation, and it's one that could reshape Moscow's economic stability for months to come. After a sustained wave of Ukrainian long-range strikes, Russia has effectively been left without enough refined fuel for export. The flow of petrol and diesel, once a cornerstone of Russian revenue, has now collapsed to levels last seen during the pandemic. But this time, it's not a temporary disruption, it's a systemic supply crisis. Across the country, trains and tankers that once delivered refined fuel daily are now moving far less. That shortfall is already visible everywhere, from empty fuel pumps to quiet ports, from ship manifests to ministry briefings. According to new logistics data, daily rail shipments of crude and refined products fell in September to about 3.69 million barrels per day, a staggering 26% drop compared to last year's average, and the lowest level since June 2020, where long lines of tank cars once stood waiting at terminals. Rail yards now sit half empty, and the situation at sea is no better. Seaborne exports of refined products dropped roughly 17% in September after Ukrainian strikes forced several of Russia's largest refineries to halt operations. When ports and ship calls become unreliable, insurers raise premiums or even deny coverage for voyages, especially for the so-called shadow fleet of older tankers operating with vague documentation. That pushes traders to seek scarce, more expensive insurance, or to rely on lower quality, state-backed vessels, both of which delay shipments and drive up costs. The result? Rising insurance and freight expenses are squeezing buyers and rendering many export deals uneconomical. In total, Russia lost around 153 million barrels of refined product in September alone, cutting revenue by over $12 billion in just 1 month. The root cause is clear. Roughly half of Russia's refineries have either been hit directly or forced offline due to repeated Ukrainian drone strikes. The remaining facilities are either too distant to be immediately threatened or are already running at reduced capacity. Many cannot be repaired quickly, as sanctions have made spare parts and skilled technicians extremely difficult to obtain. Even undamaged refineries are under strain, diverting their limited crews and resources to help rebuild the ones destroyed by strikes. A key factor behind this new level of effectiveness is Ukraine's growing arsenal of domestically produced long-range weapons. Among them, the FP-1 drone, responsible for an estimated 60% of the recent refinery attacks, boasts a range of up to 1,600 kilometers and carries a 60 to 120 kilogram warhead, precise and powerful UGH to cripple refinery modules. There are also reports suggesting that Ukraine may have deployed its new Flamingo cruise missiles in several strikes. With so many refineries offline, fuel depots have now become prime targets, the last storage points before fuel is shipped or transported by rail. Satellite imagery and footage show multiple massive depot fires and destroyed rail storage sites across western and southern Russia. When those storage pools burn, producers lose their ability to hold or reroute fuel. Exports fall even further. Ukraine is widening the crisis, attacking the buffer zones that would normally keep exports flowing while refineries are under repair. The consequences are immediate and tangible: shortages at fuel stations, rationing across industries, and even Russian military units reportedly facing reduced fuel supplies. In short, Russia's fuel system is now approaching a crisis comparable to the pandemic shock, but this time, it's man-made and strategic. Fixing refineries takes weeks or even months, especially when spare parts and qualified crews are limited. And every depot destroyed removes one more safety net for the export network. If these strikes continue to pressure both refinery capacity and storage, Moscow will soon face 3 painful options: spend heavily to import refined fuel from abroad, accept long-term export losses and reduce global influence, ration fuel at home, risking public frustration and military inefficiency. None of these are quick or easy solutions. For more developments that we couldn't include in this update, visit our interactive news map. It's free to use and lets you follow frontline changes and major global events in real time, giving you a full overview of the situation in just 5 minutes a day.